Well, make sure. Test 1, 5. Oh, well, hello there. Welcome to the corner where we talk about anime, manga, and anything in between. Today it's going to be theories. What is the theory I speak of? Well, Super Saiyan God form. What is Super Saiyan God form? Where does it come from? Why does it exist? These questions, among many other questions, are stuff we need to answer. Well, I think I can give a good detailed description on several different points of Super Saiyan God form. Let's do point number 1. How to become a Super Saiyan God. There are only 2 ways. Goku did one. That was a assimilation of 6 Saiyans, I think. Was it? Let's see. Pam, Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, Goten, and I feel like I'm missing one. Is that 5 Saiyans? No, wait. Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Goten, and Pam. Maybe it's 5. I feel like I'm missing a Saiyan. No, Vegeta's brother couldn't make it in that situation. It doesn't matter. Anyways, Goku gets his form through Saiyans giving him his power. This gives him the key of gods. Interesting enough. And it's supposed to be temporary, but Goku's body absorbs the ability of the key, and one of his own special abilities that he was born with, not a Saiyan ability, he can absorb that key. And then there is the second way where you get trained by a god and obtain the god key through a god. As you notice, Goku turned into Super Saiyan God with red hair. After that, they called the next form Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. But the thing that's always got me is that Goku has even stated that his... Well, this is the second point. Goku has even stated that his red form seemed to be more powerful as he was more excited to fight or something like that. It was something weird like that. And during the battle with Hit, he states that the Super Saiyan Blue form actually gives him such a calm mind that he can use Kaioken during this form, with only about a 5% chance of success is what it was, I guess, because he hasn't completely been able to control the Super Saiyan God form when it really came down to it, and he's realizing that blue form has the ability to be calm type of situation. So what does this mean? It means that there are several different types of Super Saiyan gods, and none being stronger or weaker than the other. It all depends on the person's personality. So I'm going to guess there's many different types. It could be all over the rainbow of these god forms. Super Saiyan Rose being one of them. Super Saiyan Rose taking the ability and becoming stronger through destruction and fear type of stuff. So what I feel like the Super Saiyan god forms amount down to is it takes the original Saiyan ability to be able to become stronger after every battle, and transcends it into getting stronger if you're well, Red, I can't remember exactly what the feeling was, what that Goku was explaining for it, but having that feeling more, or having more of a calm mind makes it more powerful. And destruction, obviously, it makes it more powerful if he's destroying things and stuff like that. Fear, turmoils, everything that kind of relates to destruction makes his form stronger. So if that's the possibility at hand from the information we're given, I guess that would be my theory on that point. There are many different types of Super Saiyan God forms, not just the 3 types we see, and they all deliberate a different feeling, a different emotion that makes it stronger, makes it stronger towards the user. You can tell between the keys and stuff that are delivered, which means Vegeta could possibly gain a form of Super Saiyan God that Goku can't obtain, because Vegeta has a different stature, a different stance when it really comes down to it. He is not that calm-headed person, so he could easily get a different type of Super Saiyan God form in the end. It's just the blue is the most reliable form, because all you have to do is be calm to control it, and you can't completely control it. Goku has control over it, but when using Kaioken, he during it, which was the only form he could, which brings up the other theory of Kaioken. Kaioken is probably one of the most OP moves Goku has in his arsenal, but cannot be used because it puts so much strain on his body. Imagine ability that gives you that already puts a bunch of strain on your body in the first place. Then adding Kaioken onto that. Kaioken added onto that increases that strain by that much more, and increases the power by that much more. So, in turn, it is a deadly ability to use by Goku, which is why Whis has, or was it Beerus, I don't remember who said it, but said that they need to start training in their regular forms. But training the base forms will increase their God forms, just because of the fact they will be able to handle more. It's the same thing that went with Super Saiyan and stuff like that, but we're not talking about Kaioken, we're not talking about Super Saiyan, we're talking about God form. God form is where it's at, God form is what it is. Why does it exist, though? They needed another level. They needed something that can transcend God, and they needed to be able to put that into a good fashion, just like in GT, where they needed another form, and they gave him what they gave him. And I'm not saying that the GT form wasn't cool or awesome or anything like that. It was pretty nice. I kind of liked it up to a point, but at the same point in time, it was like a base form increase. And even Goku stated in that Super Saiyan 4 form that it is harder to control himself when he's in Super Saiyan 4 form, meaning he gets a lot more aggressive. Now, in the God forms, though, their existence gives more of a meaning to it. It's not that he can't control himself during these forms, it's that he has to use a different type of ability to do so. Meaning any of these Saiyans that already exist could have it. Could gain this ability in some way, shape, or form. Unfortunately, I do feel that the Dragon Ball sagas always derive from somebody growing up, somebody's growth in some way. Obviously, Goku's not going to grow anymore. He's already at his peak. He is may grow more in power, but grow as a person. He hasn't grown as a person since Dragon Ball, and even then, he barely grew at all. He's still a child at heart, and even in after reading the English sub. Something I mistranslated was Goku stated, oh my gosh, you put your lips on her. And she's just like, wait, how, you've never kissed anybody before? He's like, no, why? Why? He's like, you're married, what does that have to do with anything? Oh, wow. So, I do feel like there's going to be a situation where somebody's going to grow dramatically. Vegeta has no growth and that to come from in a character type way. He's already a fully developed character. He's fully grown. So the thing with that is he could go back to his original. He could stay the way he is. It's all depending on what they decide to do with him. They have plenty of sagas to go on, because obviously they're going to choose somebody to grow in the series. And it's been focused on Trunks. But I think it's only been focused on Trunks because of the Trunks featured storyline. So it might transfer into Trunks and Goten at some point, but who knows. But they also have made a big circle around Pam as well. So, and Pam being able to fly and stuff. So I do believe that one of these Saiyans will achieve Super Saiyan God, even if it's not Gohan, who could achieve a Super Saiyan God form, which, because he trained with the God of Creation, could gain a key of creation. giving him a different form of God, meaning he doesn't have to fight if he doesn't want to. He can still do what he wants while still having the power of a god. Anything could happen, anything could go, but my theory on the Super Saiyan God forms is literally stated out as thus. There's probably many types of ki for God forms for Super Saiyan gods. Like there are many types of gods. There's not just the god of destruction. There's a god of creation. There's a god of almost everything in the series. It explains it. I mean, Whis is the god of calm, pretty much. Pretty much how Goku and Vegeta get their god forms is through Whis. But Goku has a separate god form as well, and that came from the Saiyans. So, so I would have to guess Super Saiyan Red would be the Saiyan's ambition, which Vegeta should honestly have, because Vegeta's always been the one with the Saiyan ambition, always been the one with that ambitional feat. So I do feel like there's going to be a lot going on with there. The Super Saiyan God forms, many different colors more than likely, and all depending on the ki depends on what in turn happens type of situation, what color the hair they turn into. I mean, Super Saiyan's always going to be Super Saiyan. It's always going to be gold. Yes, it's going to be that base form that Saiyans transcended into for a need. That same form was for the need of wanting something, needing something, reaching, striving for that need type of situation. They need more power, so they grabbed it. They transformed into it. I think it's going to be about the same when it comes to the God forms, but except in a different type of situation. It's a type of emotion, a type of need of emotion. That emotion is what powers it up even more. And in order to bring up that God form, that base form needs to be strong enough to handle that transcension, which means training that base form does become a requirement in the end. So I highly doubt Gohan is ever going to transcend into the God form. Trunks maybe, but only if Trunks trains. Goten could, just because they both had the potential of doing that. Pam probably the most potential of them all, because Pam is already flying around. She's barely one. She's already doing what she's already showing that she's even stronger than any of the past Saiyans shown so far, and any past humans. So Pam could become a big player in the series as well. But I'm not trying to talk about this stuff. I'm trying to talk about Super Saiyan God form, and it's going into that going into the point where I'm talking about the series as well. But I do believe that each one of those characters do have a chance to become Super Saiyan God. So the theory at hand becomes what I've already stated, and I'm going around in circles. So that was my theory for today on the corner. And if you guys want to like, subscribe, and share, and comment, if you can, just let me know what I can fix if I said something wrong. I mean, somebody sent a dislike. Some people like to send dislikes, but if you dislike, I don't know what you dislike about the video, guys. At least leave a comment if you're going to dislike. Be like, because it's wrong. Okay, it's wrong. It's a theory. It's not supposed to be right. I'm just going to put that there right now. I don't mind you guys disliking my videos. It's not that big of a deal. At the same point in time, at least give a reason. It will help me develop better as a person, and as a YouTuber in general. If I'm going to be doing more theories, I want to be able to give you the proper theory based off of lore, based off of what's going on, and that's what's always going to happen when it comes down to it. I'm never going to go outside lore. I'm not going to do something just out my butt and just saying, hey, this and this is happening, and this is the theory I'm giving you. But I have nothing to back it. No, anything I'm going to give you is always going to be baseline. It's always going to be something from the series. It's going to be something that comes from the lore of the show. I'm never going to throw something out there unless I know for a fact it could be a valuable theory of what's going on. They foreshadowed a lot of things to come up, Pam being one of them, and even though I didn't want to believe the Goku thing, Goku Black's thing, which I have made another video on it, it's what ends up happening. But yes, like, share, subscribe. Tell me, comment. Let me know. Other than that, we'll see you in the next video, and have a great day, and have a fun one as well.